bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, The Witch of Metropolis.
Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes, a world's finest Wednesday, yet spooky edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by a man who is very quick with a magic spell, Mr. Mike.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
But all right.
You know magic?
No, I don't know any magic.
Any close-up magic?
No, I don't know any close-up magic. I have never been like a magic person.
Magic. That's what I think of the SNL, the show.
Yeah, the Doug Henning thing.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, just real quick, because I know this is a Wednesday, but you send me sometimes the PDFs of these comic books, right? Well, the one from today, the second page.
I included ads in it so we could talk about that a little bit.
The second page is the line of stars.
Yep, I wanted us to talk about that.
Go ahead and introduce it, but I want to talk about it.
Let me go ahead and get into this real quick. Before I get it, I had a question that I wanted to ask that I saw on one of our videos from this last week that I feel it's directed to you.
Okay.
And it was from our Robin Boy Wonder episode. Has Mike ever worn tights with underwear on top?
No.
Just wondering if he knows from experience that they aren't the best crime fighting attire.
No, I have to go by, this is a book by its cover kind of thing. I just have to think that tights with underwear over them or trunks, same thing. Only thing I've ever seen it done in real life is wrestling.
See, and that's true, but they in wrestling
cover the.
But they don't. I know, but they don't wear pants underneath it.
It's just to cover. Yeah.
I watched. Did you ever watch Last Week Tonight?
Yeah,
with John Oliver. I love that show. Yeah. The most recent one, he did one on presidential libraries. It's really good. But there's a clip. I don't know why it makes me think. Never mind. I need to not get. But he plays the same audio of LBJ sometimes.
Yeah,
and it's just absolutely hilarious. But it's him talking to his tailor about what he needs, and this is in the presidential library of him hemming out his pants. And it's shit like that that's funny. Anyway, it's me cursing early on in the show.
I just have to think, you've got your trunks over your tights. Mm-hmm. Well, then you have to have underwear on under that.
I wouldn't think you would.
Traditionally.
Maybe Robin lives life on the edge.
Tights tend to chafe.
That's true too. Well, cornstarch. So somebody else who loves, that's true too. Somebody else who loves to live life a little dangerously and on the edge. One Miss Lois Lane, as we have the very first issue ever, Mike, of Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. Are you cool with the kerning where it's stacked like that?
Superman's
girl. Friend Lois Lane.
No, there's far too much kerning.
Yeah, it's not his actual girlfriend. It's his friend who's a girl.
Yeah.
We do get a guy that we've covered a lot on these World's Finest Wednesdays. Good old Otto Binder is our writer, and then a guy who obviously drew a lot of these stories too. These names are familiar. Kurt Schaffenberger with Pencils and Inks, Pat Gordon, your letterer, and Mort Weisinger, who I've given a lot of little tidbits about how, people just didn't necessarily like Mort. Or he was a very, very mean man, but still, he was the editor at the time. He did do a lot for Superman, though.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into our story, Mike. But before we get into our story, as you so brought up, let's look at our line of stars.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
So sometimes I include things just for Mike's benefit from these old 60s comics. And it's usually ads, which we have some in here too. Or this is just all of the comics they printed.
But it can't be. This is everything?
This is all the comics they printed at the time.
Superman. A Date with Judy.
They had
Bob Hope.
There was Bob Hope comics.
That was a comic.
Yep.
Jerry Lewis comic.
Yep.
Batman. Mr. District Attorney.
Yep.
Mutt and Jeff. I get that one.
Our Army at War. That's
Peter
a
Pork
one.
Chops.
Yeah.
Real Screen.
I'm assuming that's maybe movies on print.
Sergeant Bilko, I get it because that was a big show at the time. Gangbusters, which was
was that cartoon kind of?
Well, no, they went and busted
gangs,
mob stuff. Yeah, gangs and things. Tomahawk,
that's
I get
that war one. I'm pretty sure.
Sugar and Spike sounds terrible. World's Finest, we understand that. Mystery in Space
and Western. I get it. See, it's all but I think it's it's DC's comic lineup
Fox
at that time.
and Crow, Western Comics, Superboy, and then my favorite. Rex.
I think it's dinosaurs. I hope it's dinosaurs. Mike, okay.
It's either that or it's a dog.
I didn't get into this, and we didn't talk about this. Do you remember, Mars Attacks, right?
Yeah.
There's the movie. You know that all started from like a trading card for tops, right? Like back in the 60s.
Okay.
They made like trading cards, and that's what the original Mars Attacks series is from.
Oh.
And there's a story like on those cards, and then that led to like they eventually made the movie and everything else. But it started on trading cards. Tops did a similar thing in the 80s with Dinosaurs Attack, and it was like dinosaurs in our real world.
That. Yeah.
And they made a comic out of it that
Weren't they a Bradbury thing? Like a Ray Bradbury?
So they made Ray Bradbury. They have Ray Bradbury comics, and we have one of those that has the dinosaurs on cover.
I think it was dinosaurs.
Maybe, but so they did different. But they thought it was going to be so big, and then it ended up not doing too well. And they only made one issue of the comic story to go along with it. Yeah, but then they actually came back like in 2013 and actually went on and finished it all out. So we'll have to cover that at some point in time. Anyway, Rex made me think of that.
Rex.
Let's get into the Witch of Metropolis. So Lois Lane, crack journalist, is out.
She's just a moron in these
She
comics.
is. She write her so poorly because this is what happens when you have older to middle-aged men write for women in the 50s. It's
true.
So she's covering a story.
You want to be a witch or you want to swoon for Superman?
That's
Which
about
one is it
all
gonna
you
be?
can do. Oh, what? You want to be independent? Get out of here. But she's at a museum about their new public opening, and she sees like the curators.
Hard-hitting news.
Yeah, the curators there is like, this black cat, once brought a king so much bad luck that he lost his empire. This ladder over here, 5 knights walked underneath it, and they died right afterwards. And they like go by this.
Why didn't they move the ladder after like 3 of them?
We don't tell you that there was a cliff at the end that they walked off of, and they didn't know.
That's a good
And then
point.
like they also walk in front of this other picture of this woman named Molly Todd, and then Mad Molly. At night, she would turn into a witch and she would torment people. And
hat
she
would change.
Yeah, she had magic spells. And Lois is like, all these people back in the day, they're so superstitious. It's so crazy what they
So
believed
silly.
in. But then she drops her compact and she breaks the mirror in her compact in front of all this.
I'm a good Catholic. I could never believe in any of that stuff.
She goes, exactly. And she goes, I don't know, she gives me Church of Christ vibes. She's like, oh no, I guess I broke my mirror. 7 years of bad luck. And the museum curator's like, woman, this could actually be 7 years. Like, you need to take this more seriously. He doesn't, but I mean, he's very much like, he's like, don't scoff, Miss Lane. He's just like, please, superstitions
No, you
are
don't wanna
very
mess with
serious.
this, Miss Lane.
And she's like, yeah.
Now you'll have to kill the firstborn of a redheaded family. Something.
Jimmy.
It's always something
Jimmy,
like that.
it's Jimmy.
Jimmy, come here.
But she's like, whatever, this is all ridiculous. The guy's like, here, take this pamphlet on legends with you just so you might learn more. And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm thankful that I have an actual better story after this. I get to go talk to a scientist. Professor Jason is his name.
I gotta go talk to scientist Professor
Jason. So she goes to see Professor Jason, who is working on this new formula.
What's your last name, by the way, Professor?
Don't have it. Just Jason. Jason.
Jason.
And
Of
he's
the
Jasons. And he's working on this formula that's going to be a youth serum.
Professor Jason.
And he's like, hopefully I can like fix this youth serum.
These people always with the giant things that
And
they're
the serum.
doing.
And Lois is just kind of looking over everything, and she goes, odd fumes. Well, I wish you luck, Professor. Like, that's why she goes, odd fumes.
Odd fumes. What'd you have for lunch?
Yeah. Well, that night, as she's typing on her typewriter,
Clickety-clack.
she realizes my hands, they look old and wrinkled. And she runs and she looks in the mirror. Oh my goodness.
She turned green.
I've turned into an old hag. Is what she says.
She's a sea hag.
I look and cackle like a witch.
Normally, I cackle fine.
Well, then she's like, it must be that pamphlet he gave me must have some answers in it. And she reads that Mad Molly would speak, would speak the magic charm Hicks, Hex, or Hicks, Hock, Hex. I can't really read it from where I am.
Oh, shoot. Now
Hicks,
you're a
Hock,
witch.
Hex. Yeah.
Dang it.
And then, that was her magic spell. Whenever she say what happened, and she goes, here's what I love to cast her spells. Any maiden who would break a mirror before the witch's picture would then turn into a witch nightly for 7 years.
That is very specific.
That is very specific. And Lois did all of that.
Gotta
so
be a
Lois is
maiden.
like,
Got to be in front of the picture.
I was in front of her picture.
Got to break the mirror.
Broke a mirror. Now I'm a witch. Only at night for 7 years.
Just like COVID.
So Lois sneaks out, and as she sneaks out, Superman comes up. She can't let Superman know that it's her.
You don't want Superman to know you're a witch.
So she hides her face, and Superman tells her.
7 days?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Oh, okay.
7 years a witch.
That makes a difference.
So she
I saw that movie. 7 years. 7
7
years.
yeah.
Sorry.
And she hides her face. She's like, "Oh, Superman!" And Superman goes, "There's some thugs out here.
Oh,
some robbers. Like you need to be on the lookout for, ma'am. I just want to make sure you're safe." And she's like,
old green
"Superman,
hag. I wanna
thank
make
you."
sure you're safe.
Yeah. And Superman flies off. Well, about that time, the bad guys jump over the fence and they notice her. And one of them was like, "Oh, an old hag. She saw us. We got to take care. We got to take care of her for the cops." And they're going to shoot. And as they shoot, Lois remembers Mad Molly's charm, and she goes, "Hicks, hocks, hex. Bullets turn aside." And the bullet misses her. It swarms on the way and misses her.
I just love how we make these giant leaps in faith.
Do you know the explanation? My favorite is always the explanation behind all this.
No. Hicks, hex, hawks.
Hicks, hex, hawks. So then they're just like, the bullet missed her at this close range. What? And she takes off, but Superman heard the gunshots.
Yeah.
So he swoops in and he takes care of it. Well, Lois wakes up in the morning, back to her regular self. She's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
So just every night.
Just every night.
Turn into a witch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's hoping maybe it was just a bad dream. Maybe at sundown it won't happen again.
Just plan around it.
But at home that night, nope. She turns into a witch again.
Ah, dang it.
And she doesn't know. But as she's like in the bathroom and she's turned into this witch, there's a knock on her door. It's her neighbor, Miss Jameson.
I'm changing.
And she's like, Lois, the door's unlocked. I'm just going to come in. And Lois panics, grabs a broom and goes, "Hicks, hock, hex. Away, flying broomstick. Hee hee hee." She can fly now on her broom. Well, Superman's not the only guy who can fly now. No, Lois can fly too.
Yeah, but she has to have the broom.
Yeah, she does, and has to say Hicks, Hocks, Hex.
That's what I'm saying.
She decides, you know what? Everybody's been trying to figure out what the new reports of this movie are that they're shooting.
Who? What? Where?
At the movie studio. Yeah, she goes, every reporter in the city has been dying to know what new movies mean.
As she's a witch?
As she's a witch. She goes, I could use this get-up to figure it out. Because
they don't look twice at witches.
Well, no, because the guard, he's watching everybody that comes through the gate. He's not watching a witch fly over the wall of the movie studio.
That is a bad guard.
And then she Hicks, hock, hex. Wall, open up. Hee hee hee. She says hee 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 every time after it too. And a wall, like a circle appears in the wall that she flies in, and she goes, so it's a picture about space travel to the moon.
Oh.
We hadn't been to the moon yet. I should point this on this.
This is when? 63?
I gave you the credits. I didn't give you the year. 1958.
Oh, wow.
We don't go for another 11 years.
No
We're still a decade away.
Yeah.
So, but
that
Lois...
guard will be dead by then.
Huh?
That guard will be dead by then. Yeah.
Probably. But so Lois is like, I have the scoop. And the next day, Perry's like, great job, Lois. You scooped every reporter in town.
I have the scoop that this movie is about a spaceship.
Yep.
That's the scoop.
That's the scoop. And Perry's like, this is great. But Lois, I'm not proud of myself. That was unfair. Like, I used my powers to get, to figure out the story. But then she hears later, Perry gives Clark an assignment about an overseas carrier is bringing top secret documents exposing a foreign spy plot. Like, at midnight, I want you to go ahead and meet him there, Clark.
That's the same as going and covering the opening of a museum.
Yeah. And Lois goes, Clark's the star reporter. He always gets the juiciest jobs.
Uh-huh.
And she decides, well, no, not tonight. She turns into the witch again. When she turns into the witch, she flies to the pier and she orders Hicks, Hocks, Hex, the ship to stop for 1 hour before it docks. And she goes on the ship and she seals the document.
Wow.
And she leaves. And she goes, I had time to find the carrier's stateroom and slip the document away. Clark will show up empty-handed at the office tomorrow. Hee hee hee.
Boy, she just powered right through those doubts she had, huh?
She did. And then she shows back up. Again, Lois hates herself in the morning, though.
Sure.
Because Perry's like, tisk tisk, Clark, you're slipping. Lois came through while you flubbed. But Lois is thinking, what a shoddy trick I played on Clark. But I wonder, is he secretly Superman? as I've often suspected.
What?
Dear.
What just happened?
Now the most wicked idea of all has struck me. And she decides that at night she's going to fly to Clark's house.
She just jumped from one thing to, I think he might be Superman.
Yep. And she goes, Superman's other identity is the world's greatest secret. And what a scoop if I could figure out who it is. Hicks, Hawks, Hex, Kryptonite appear. Hee. She's going to prove as a witch that Clark is Superman.
Okay.
Well, she shows up and she does eventually have second thoughts, and she can't do it. She can't bring herself to use the kryptonite on Superman. Yeah. So she flies back to the office. And after a tortured day at the office, Lois can bear her dreaded secret no longer when Superman does show up. And he's like, Lois, what's wrong with all these bitter tears? Mike read ahead.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, I'm no good, Superman. And she basically tells him, like, I turned into a witch at night and I was going to expose your identity. And Superman's like, a witch? Nonsense, Lois. Dry those tears. You aren't an evil sorceress like you think. And she's like, but at night, I turn into an old hag every night. And Superman goes, let me explain. Because he's a man, and your small woman brain can't handle this. And then he gives the most convoluted thing ever. But here's what happens. He's like, let me explain that first night I recognized you on the street because of the blue sapphire ring. The blue sapphire ring she was wearing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's Lois's. And he's like, and her cackling laugh, you can't disguise her voice that much. Like, I know it's her.
You've always cackled that way.
You've always cackled. You've always said hee after every trick you've played. But then we both came upon the crooks at the same time. And by sheer coincidence, when they fired at you, I used my super breath to blow the bullet aside.
Oh, boy.
So when she hexed it to have the bullet move, he went.
Super breath happens a lot.
Blew it away.
Either sucking or a blowing. One or the other.
Then
super breath.
I retraced your steps and I went back and I found out from Professor Jason that some of my youth serum came out opposite as old age serum.
Oh, no.
The fumes that Lois inhaled turned her into an old hag.
Whoopsie.
At night under the influence of moonlight. So the professor, I always want to call him doctor, the professor goes, Superman, if she finds out suddenly that she's not a witch, she
found out so suddenly.
It could be a double mental shock to her, and she could never recover.
Oh, no.
If she thinks she's a witch and you tell her she's not a witch, she might become unresponsive, and we may never know Lois again. Okay. So Superman's like, I'll have to humor her then until it wears off. So, thus, I had to make all of your hexes come true. When she wanted to fly, he had invisible wires attached to the broom. When she did the hole in the wall, he used his heat vision or X-ray vision to melt the movie studio wall and then go back and close it. My super strength held back the ocean liner while you commanded it to stop. And she's like, after Superman explains all of that, Lois flies, and the false kryptonite that I dropped in your hands, of course, she goes, it was fake kryptonite. I'm not a wicked witch. Thank heavens. But will the moonlight still turn me into an old hag? And Superman goes, yep, you're screwed. All right, bye now. And he goes at her apartment, no, the old age serum wore off. You'll stay the same young and bewitching. Don't call me bewitching, Superman.
Anything but that.
And she looks into her compact with a broken mirror because she never fixed it. Yeah.
Jeez.
And that's where it is. But don't worry, Mike, you can choose your prize if you want to.
Well, I just love the black and white heads on that. The kids look like that boy looks like he's in jail. He's got to be in jail, right?
He has the bitter beer face from those ads, the Keystone ads.
And a lot of this is just garbage.
Well, there's a varsity basketball though.
An Elvis Presley
guitar with an automatic player.
There's a wide ERP.
How do you automatic play a acoustic guitar, Mike? Sharpshooter target game. And a knife and a hatchet. Hold on. Yeah, that's a Ranger axe and knife kit that we will send your kid in the mail.
On this, you can get guns, knives, axes,
And a camera.
Yeah. And a Swiss musical powder box.
Well, there you go.
For the ladies.
If you wanted to spend, do you want spending money, Mike? You can sell
So
these.
this is my favorite one, probably of all time, with the exception of the horse paintings. You remember the horse
we have
posters?
covered the horse paintings before.
This is. Do you want spending money? Sell these popular patriotic and religious mottos.
You're selling just the mottos, though, not.
It's just a piece of paper that says something on it, like "God bless our home,"
It is.
"Love is thicker than water," or whatever.
If you sell 25, you keep $2.50. You essentially get 10 cents for each one you sell, is what it tells you.
Who would you sell these to?
Your parents.
Hey,
Which at that point, I would just rather give you money instead of buying
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. What is the... You're not teaching them anything.
Or you could... Stevens Credit Sells is what it is. Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Right, to complete details.
He put a lot of kids in gulags.
At the end of this, on the very
prison.
On the very packed cover of this, it was DC Presents Lois Lane. And I thought, since this was the first one, I'd give you the facts that it gave us for, so you know more about Lois here.
She wasn't in the Star.
She wasn't in the Star.
Not, yeah.
Elsewhere or on sale everywhere, January 14th. So this is, the very first one. Occupation, staff reporter for the Metropolis Daily Planet. But to get a scoop, she worked as an actress, an acrobat, a cook, a waitress, and a babysitter.
Okay, hang on. This is an ad for the magazine or for the comic book in the comic book.
Yeah. It's on the back of the comic book.
It's on sale everywhere, January 14th. This thing you have in your hand.
I'm assuming that maybe the ad was on other books too, and for some reason it wound up on this one. She's a brunette, but to get a scoop, she's also worn red hair dye. Her has dressed blonde, and once she even shaved her head, a la Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner.
It does have, which is one of my favorite Jurassic 5 lines has a Yul Brynner reference in it. Anyway, her age is 22, but there's a but on every single one of these. She's already been around the world in 8 minutes, thanks to Superman, and which sounds like a euphemism for something, and explored the planets Mars and Venus. She weighs 121 pounds, but Superman can carry her with one hand. Here's the thing. Superman can carry a lot of things with one hand. I'm pretty sure 121 pounds isn't a lot for Superman.
It's not a whole heck of a lot.
Do you want to know what her ambition is? We'll close it out with this. To become Miss Superman.
Yeah.
But the Man of Steel has other plans.
Always a thing.
Can't tie down the Man of Steel. Anyway, that does it for us. That's Lois Lane as the Witch of Metropolis. We will have more scary stuff coming up for you next week on the show.
Yeah,
some
spooky.
Justice League Dark, some Casper the Friendly Ghost, some other stuff to look forward to this month of October. But there you go. Lois Lane is a ghost.
No.
Or not as a ghost, as a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one? I bet there's one where she's a ghost. Also.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I can find
They
one.
had to run through all these.
Absolutely.
I want to read the Lois Lane becomes a werewolf.
Ooh, I think, Jimmy Olsen does for sure.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. We can cover the Wolfman Metropolis. Maybe we'll do that next. But as always, thank you guys for taking the time out to watch, listen, comment, everything. We can't thank you all enough.
Story.
What, the Wolfman one?
No, this one.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Also, make sure to check out Rogue Media Network and all the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Hey, a very spooky and haunted GollyCon.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.